how a Calabrian port became the beating heart of the Ndrangetha. The Ndrangetha helped build the port of Gioia Tauro back in the 90s. An organised crime expert tells Vice World News it is the beating heart of the world's most influential mafia group in the world. Want to know more? Keep on watching this video. Welcome back to Disturbed World. Our videos are guaranteed to keep you coming back for amazing content. So let's start with today's video. The blind hook is the name given to one of the methods used to export drugs from Ecuador through the country's ports. And this system consists of placing cocaine in the containers of perishable products that are exported to Europe, which police call contaminating a shipment. Between the year 2016 to September 2019, 62.6 tons of cocaine were seized in Ecuador's seaports. Around 40 of these tons left the main port of the Pearl of the Pacific, as Guayaquil is known. In the port of Guayaquil, around 3.2 tons of cocaine were captured by anti-narcotics and the police dogs in one of the ships that were destined for the old continent. Moreover, a port the Calabrian Mafia helped to build has become so important to organised crime that it accounts as almost all of the cocaine seized entering Italy by sea. Also, there was a new report by the country's anti-drug unit revealing around 97% of around 14 tons of cocaine coming into Italy via the Mediterranean Sea last year was discovered in Gioia Tauro, which is a port in the southwest region of Calabria. It's an area dominated by the Ndrangetha, who are the world's most influential mafia organisation. And the gangsters not only funded part of the building of the port, but companies controlled by them were also involved in its construction and its operation. Just like many drugs leaving Ecuadorian ports as well as other countries in the continent, the explosive merchandise crosses the 10th parallel as well as lands in a triangle of the historic European ports of Rotterdam, Antwerp and also Hamburg in northern Europe. The first was not until 2004, the largest in the world, only surpassed later by Asia's economic takeoff. So the ports of Singapore and Shanghai are now the most important in the world. Many researchers said that they have traced the criminal patterns of the port mafias by following the historical migration as well as their original and traditional structure, which has not changed in centuries. Moreover, the center is the clan or family, which always follows family relationships in business control. The group then expands to the territory, to the so-called mandamento, which in Italy is a super-municipal administrative district intermediate between the district and the municipality, and then to the province. And so, the Calabrian Mafia families can set up in any part of the world with their own trusted personnel, who are part of the family by blood or affinity. The family is impossible to infiltrate, and the investigators have reached it thanks to the linking of maps, birthplaces, weddings, deaths, baptisms, like a family album that can be fully known only if all the photographs are found and known. Then the money that is laundered, and that is the product of drug trafficking among other crimes, is tracked. This money is poured into restaurants, real estate, gambling and other types of games, cryptocurrency exchange and import-export companies to continue feeding the key structure of the business. And in the last 2 years, as cocaine seizures have fallen in the two other major west coast ports of Livorno and Genoa, they have risen in the Gioia Tauro. Around a total of 13.3 tons of cocaine was seized at the port on the Tyrrhenian Sea on Italy's toe in 2021, and almost 6 times the 2.3 tons seized there in 2011. Gioia Tauro's importance as a destination for the cocaine from South America, which now means that Calabria accounts for 2/3 of all the cocaine seized by land, air and sea in Italy. The amount of drugs seized at such ports frequently reflects the number of drugs being smuggled through them, and it's estimated that for every kilo that's found by the authorities, another 5 kilos go undetected into the hands of criminal gangs, meaning that statistically the equivalent of around 70 million gram packs of high purity of the drugs were successfully smuggled through Gioia Tauro just last year. The anti-drug unit's report stated that the amount of cocaine seized at Gioia Tauro confirms the fundamental as well as primary role that this port continues to play in Italy's illegal drug industry. The report stated the seaport is increasingly being used as a waypoint for the trafficking of cocaine and also other drugs onwards to the ports in the Balkans, the Aegean Sea and even the Black Sea, with a growing amount of cocaine seized on its way from Gioia Tauro to Turkey. In this country, gangs are increasingly involved in trafficking the stimulant drug. And as soon as the port opened for business in 1995, the most potent local Ndrangetha groups in the area Piromali Mole family in Gioia Toro and also the Pesca family in Rossano started to wet their beaks by demanding a security tax of around $1.50 from the port's operators for each container. There was a report on mafia influence in Gioia Toro prepared for the European Commission in the year 2012, concluding that the internationalization of Ndrangetha activity in the 1990s went in parallel with the construction of Gioia Toro. It said that organized crime had enjoyed a bonanza due to the port operations, in which the entire gamut of internal or subcontracted activities is mafia-influenced, from the distribution management and also forwarding to customs control and container storage. And during one trial, it was found that 35% of businesses operating at the port had links to the mafia. Anna Sergi, criminology and organized crime professor at the University of Essex, who specializes in the Ndrangetha, stated national police forces and Europol estimate the Calabrian mafia controls around 2/3 of Europe's cocaine trade. Gioia Toro is home for the Ndrangetha. It has always been a massive investment for the clans to import cocaine themselves and offer protection and also services to newcomers who wanted to import cocaine and anything else, Sergi said. Ndrangetha clans have exploited Gioia Toro, and not just through trafficking, but through interfering in the hiring process at the port and through higher levels of corruption. One police investigation last year, which ended up in the arrest of 49 people, uncovered the infiltration of one of Gioia Toro's 3 towns, Rossano, by the Ndrangetha that had managed to control official bodies by influencing local elections. And also in another case, port authorities found evidence that a laboratory for refining, preparing and packaging cocaine bricks was being set up within the port by a team of South Americans linked to the mafia. Moreover, there has been a string of police operations and trials targeting and exposing the mafia's influence on the Gioia Toro, and also some huge seizures of drugs at the port. In December 2021, the Italian police discovered 3 tons of cocaine hidden in 2 shipments of bananas, peanuts and even washing machines. Moreover, in a new book about her time growing up near Gioia Toro, as well as researching the Ndrangetha, Chasing the Mafia, Ndrangetha, Memories and Journeys, Sergi said that the port of Gioia Toro was built and sustained mainly in its early days in the 1990s with the money and in the interest of some of the most important groups of the Ndrangetha. She also stated that Gioia Toro was a unique port in terms of its organized crime setup. Gangsters influenced seaports around the world, from Brooklyn and Montreal to Liverpool and Genoa. Still, Gioia Toro stands alone because the Ndrangetha so dominates the port, the surrounding region and its incoming drug trade. The money brought first comes from the same territory where the cocaine arrived and originally distributed. Also, the cocaine investors are not always the distributors. However, in Gioia Toro, they are. The Ndrangetha clans invest, import and then receive as well as distribute wholesale. This gives them a powerful grip on the cocaine and the territory. It's not always like this, not even for the Ndrangetha groups that are active in other places. Well guys, that's all we have for you today. What are your thoughts on this? Did you know about this? Let us know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed today's episode and found it interesting, then make sure to leave us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to be always up to date with the most exciting content as soon as it's uploaded. Thanks for watching, see you again soon in another video.